Create Your Health Makeover. Here we are in 2020, and I have worked with thousands of people now, thousands and thousands of people, including myself, including friends and family and patients and so forth. And all we want is a life that is meaningful, a life that gives us fulfillment and satisfaction. One huge component of that is having a body that can go and do the things that you want to do. You have to have that healthy body. So that's what this program is going to be about. How do I set up that makeover? I know I'm not doing well, let's say. There's some nutritional things I've got to do. I have extra weight. I have these chronic diseases. I'm on long-term medications. I'm suffering. I'm in chronic pain. I'm having mental, emotional issues. Whatever that might be, you might be primed to have a health makeover. So before you begin that, and I'm going to give you a list of things that you can do for that health makeover, the foundation of that is having the mindset and making a decision that you're going to do this no matter what. If you make that decision, everything else is going to be much, much easier. When somebody new comes into my office, I can tell in just a few minutes how we're going to make out here, depending on their problem is. Now, of course, some people have more involved problems that will take some time to undo. Some people have problems that won't get fully better, but at least we can put a dent in it. Other people have more mild problems, but it's a chronic problem that's always plaguing them, and I can see that these problems are handleable and removable, but they just don't have that mindset. So I can assess that and kind of know where they are. I'll give you an example. Somebody comes into me, and I'm doing the health history, and they're a smoker. I'll ask the question, are you ready to quit? And I'll get one of three responses. Absolutely. Can't wait to quit. I'm on it right now. As a matter of fact, I'm working with my doctor. I've got gum and pills, and I'm on this program, and so on and so forth. I'm cutting down right now. We are moving on track, and yeah, I'm all over this. I'm like, great. Okay, there's one. Second one is yeah, you know, I've quit sometimes, but I've gone back and so forth, and I know that that person is also ready, and I can work with them in whatever capacity that I can. And then I have the third person that says, no, not really. I'm like, okay, so I just don't bother because they're not ready. We might visit that down the road, but I can see they were not ready. Same thing with somebody who's looking for that health makeover. I'll say, are you ready to make some nutritional changes that you can stick with? Do you want to start exercising on a regular basis and make sure it's a permanent part of your lifestyle? Are you ready to take care of your spine and your nervous system in the way that is going to really reflect an improved nervous system and brain performance and peak performance and physical performance and mental and emotional chemical changes and so forth? And if they say yes, yes, yes to all of these different things, I know they're ready. But if it's somebody that says, yeah, I don't know, and it's hard at home and so forth, then it's going to be more of a struggle. So you have to have that mindset. You have to make that decision and be ready to go. If you really want to do it, but you need assistance in the mindset department, go get help. Get help. Work with people that you know have made the change and stuck with it. There are people likely in your life, family, friends, coworkers, neighbors, whatever, that have made changes or they've used programs and so forth that have helped them get their health back and stay there. Work with these people. Find out what they did. Plug yourself into the programs that are going to work for you. Before this show started, I was talking with somebody about a workout program that she's doing on a regular basis. And she's been going at this for years now. And it's just so wonderful because I can tell that she's plugged into it and she's not stopping. And it's made a huge deal in her life. It just major benefits. So that's what you need. Maybe you need workout buddies, nutrition buddies, mental and emotional support, not the people that drag you down, not the people that say, that's fine, yes, come out with us and eat bad things and don't work out tonight and so forth, and stay out late and there you go. Start hanging around with people that are going to be those good influences in you. Be the first one that creates it. Okay? Work with people. Get nutrition buddies. There's plenty of programs that you can also tap into, whether it's Tony Robbins or Dr. Wayne Dyer or Louise Hay or Joe Rogan or Dr. Joe Dispenza or whoever, Emily Fletcher, if you want to get into mindfulness, meditation and so forth, Insight Meditation Society, maybe you need to change that mental and emotional foundation first before you get into the steps. These are critical things to do. And as I get into the list of things that I am going to suggest in your health makeover, and there's 6 things here that we're going to talk about, I'm reminded of a 41-year-old man who's a patient of mine. I've talked about him in the past. And he's been a patient of mine off and on for many years. So unfortunately, he hurts his back pretty bad last year in 2019. And a significant disc herniation seen on MRI, and he couldn't work for months and months and months. And we were working on him and struggling and so forth. But because we were working together so frequently for so long, eventually we just started working together and created that foundation. He had the mindset, and he said, I got to make these changes. And I used the word for him, which I'm going to pass to you now, inflammation. Because not only did he have this acute back pain injury deal, but he was carrying around extra weight. He had digestive system problems. He had brain fog. He wasn't sleeping well. He couldn't exercise to the ability that he wanted to because of all these other things. And I said, yeah, I think that's inflammation. Yeah, it sounds like there's some systemic inflammation going on here. We have to put that flame of inflammation out. And this is how we do it. So we talked about the clean eating thing and the regular exercise thing and so forth. And he jumped on board. And now he's months into it. And he just told me today, before I came in here to do this show, he told me today, he says, this is the best I've felt in my entire life. I can't believe how good my digestion is, This is the best it's been ever. I've stripped 40 pounds off my body. I just went for a bike ride this past weekend with a buddy. We did this course that we've done. It was faster than ever, and I really haven't been on my bike all that much because I had that back injury. He's just kind of getting back into it. But his fitness is already just taking off. He feels great. He's sleeping better. It's just awesome. This is the best he's felt. And his back problem is completely, totally gone, which is really wonderful. What did he do? He did this. This is what he did. He started off with number 1, and that's eating. It's clean eating. Mistake that people make is they do a crash diet thing. I had a patient ask me once, I'm going on a cruise. What's the best way for me to lose 15 pounds in 3 days? No, not going to happen. Don't do that. The mistake is having a program that is a crash diet. You're starving yourself, you're depriving yourself, and it's temporary, and you wonder why you pack it back on later on. You have to, and you know yourself. I asked somebody, can you do a lot of changes and stick with it? Some people say, absolutely. Okay, do it. I asked some people, can you make big changes and stick with it? And they'll say, no, I have to go slowly. I'm like, okay, let's go slowly, right? I say, can you do this? Can you not snack after dinner before you go to bed? Yeah, I can do that. Great step. Can you replace the bagel in the morning with a scrambled egg and broccoli? Yeah, I can do that. I can make over my breakfast. Great. I can do that. Okay. So maybe it's somebody that makes little steps and they stick with that one, then they make another one and so on and so forth. I'll say to somebody, can you get the soda out of your life and just drink water? That's it. Just stop drinking any calories, including diet soda, by the way, including fruit juice, by the way. And they're like, yeah, I can do that. Okay, so let's do it. That's the first one. Okay. Second is moving your body. Now, depending on your medical conditions, get consultation, ask your doctor first. Don't start an intense exercise program without getting a green light and clearance from your doctor. And same thing with the nutritional changes. If you are doing the nutrition changes, talk to your doctor first. Let your doctor know that you want to do these things, because if you have a chronic medical condition and you're on medication for a chronic condition, those things might need to be adjusted by the doctor that prescribed those. So just kind of keep those in mind, okay? And then the second one is again, exercise, moving your body on a regular basis. The same thing, I'll ask people, can you walk 5 minutes? Sure. This is a start. Again, if they're not exercising on a regular basis. Somebody might be exercising 1 day a week. Can we make it 2? Well, I'm going to a class 1 day a week for an hour. I said, okay, can you do 5 classes, each an hour, 5 days a week? That's 5 hours. No, that's way too much. So I'll say, but can you go to the gym and ride the bike for 15 minutes on Wednesday? And on Friday, can you walk on a treadmill for 15 minutes? They said, yeah. So now there's that 1 hour class 1 day a week. Now you get 2 other days that you're working out, 2 more days a week. Now we're exercising 3 days a week, which is 150 days a year instead of 50 days a year. Can you do that? And they're like, yeah. And you can see the numbers. You can see the lights go off in their brain. I can do that. And all of a sudden, we've got people exercising 8 days a week. It's really wonderful to see that because it doesn't have to be 9 hours on Sunday and so on and so forth, right? You start moving your body. Get workout buddies, get assistants, do whatever you need to do to stick with it. Third one is, again, of course, overlooked, and that's taking care of your spine and your nervous system. So you look at the patient that I just talked about. He had a chronic back condition. He wanted to exercise, but he couldn't. He couldn't because his back was bad. He needed me, and he tried different things. He tried the orthopedic and did some therapy and so on, and those things didn't work. So we did the chiropractic thing on him, and we got his spine back into shape. I've got another story for you. In 2019, a woman comes into me, brand new to me. She's 75 pounds overweight, maybe 100. She comes into me, terrible, terrible lower neck pain, down her arm, terrible, keeping her up at night, really bad, headaches, terrible, terrible pain. We start working on her, did gentle stuff, no manual chiropractic adjusting, just instrument adjusting in my hands, nothing manual. We peel her out of that in about 6 to 8 weeks. She's now fine. The problem is 100% resolved. Well, along that way, I'm talking to her and I said, so what are you doing nutritionally? What are you doing exercise? Well, I'm not exercising. Well, what did you do to do the fast? Well, in the past I used to swim. I'd really like to swim again. I said, and in the back of my mind, I just pegged that. I said, like to swim again. I said, well, what about the YMCA? I was thinking about going to the YMCA here. I said, why don't you do that? And she was completely open to it. So after the pain was really getting better, we nudged her, and sure enough, here we again in January of 2020. In the beginning of January, I said, when are you going? I said, she's going to go tomorrow. And she had a friend that she was going to go with, okay? So she goes with a friend. They take a tour, they sign up, and they started the next day. They're now going 5 days a week. They're in the pool 5 days a week right now, exercising, and she loves it because she used to swim in the past and she loves the water, and now she has a workout buddy, and the two of them are going 5 days a week, and they're thrilled. They're thrilled. That's the kind of thing to do. But the first thing we had to do was take care of her spine because she's in pain, can't sleep, miserable. She couldn't get to that point. But now you should see her. She's like this in the beginning, and now her posture is getting better. And every time I see her, she's working on those postural muscles, okay? So now she knows this is in for the long haul. The exercise thing is a journey, not a destination. She now sees that the spinal care with the chiropractic and the homework and the posture awareness and the ergonomics and so forth, that's a journey, not a destination. So she's working on that now. And now she's going to cover those other ones. Now she's got the exercise thing. I'm beginning to nudge her on cleaning up the nutrition part of things as well. The fourth one is related to what we just talked about, what we're thinking about. If we're doing the first three and we're eating cleaner and we're moving our body on a regular basis and we're taking care of our spine, brain, and nervous system, but then we are toxifying our brain, subconscious programming with garbage out there on a regular basis that's coming in from media and social sites and so on and so forth, and all this negativity is coming in, and it's really causing problems and actually affecting the way that we're thinking and our mindset. Start changing that. Start changing the input that's coming in. What I do, and of course I've talked about this many, many times on the show, and lots of other people agree with me, is turn off the news, turn off the news, turn off the news. Now I'm not saying don't turn off the news right now and don't listen to any of the impeachment that's going on here in January of 2020 in the United States. I'm not saying ignore that and don't listen to it, because that's a very important historical thing. But what I'm saying is get away from that constant stream of negativity. Or a lot of people talk about these social networks, which is promoting the best side of people and almost in an unrealistic format, which most people can never, let's say, live up to, and then we feel bad about ourselves, right? Did you follow all that? So just limit that and start introducing better fertilizer into your brain that's going to take control of what you're thinking about on a regular basis. You can do the meditation thing, which I recommend. Meditation is a different scenario. It's oftentimes equated to mindfulness. Mindfulness, not so much. They're similar in taking control of your thought process, but mindfulness is just being focused on the moment, if you will. Very, very important. Meditation is taking the time out to really direct where your brain waves are. Okay, so you go to Dr. Joe Dispenza and Emily Fletcher and Insight Meditation Society and so on and so forth to learn these techniques and do that. But that's a good idea. And again, as I talked about, maybe you start with what Dadapani recommends and you meditate 1 minute a day. You start with 1 minute. I ask people, can you meditate for a minute a day? And just about everybody says, yeah, I can do that. So you go do that, right? That's important part of that is taking control of that thought process, the mental and emotional subconscious programming to make sure you get to stick with the other things on the list here and really turn things around. The fifth one, again, is sleep. So once again, we do have to turn off the media. We've got to get off the phones and the computers earlier on. We have to make sure that the bedroom is more of a place to sleep as opposed to its information central, and we've got a TV over there and a laptop over here and the phone over here. Try to get those things out of the bedroom and try to make that's the place where you sleep and so forth. So really begin to look at those regular sleep patterns. I've worked with many people on this regard. We start to turn that around, getting people to sleep a little bit earlier, and maybe even up a little bit earlier so they can do some of these other things and plan is a very important part of this. And then the last one is fluid intake. Let's call it water. So water intake, I would say roughly 80% of the people that I work with are chronically dehydrated. But when I talk about water, I want to say something else that another person has done here is no soda, no diet soda, no juice, no diet powder drinks. None of those things, get them all out. All the fake sugar ones are wrecking the portion of the brain that tells you when you're hungry. So if you think you're doing yourself a favor with diet soda, you're not. It's even worse than regular soda. And keep in mind the high fructose corn syrup that sweetens everything and so forth does not give you the satiety that you're looking for with regular food. So you're taking in more calories, but you still eat as much, if not more, at regular meals and so on and so forth. Get the soda out, get the diet soda out, get the juices out, get the powder drinks out, all of the kind of stuff, and move to water, and great things will happen. Now, here's another patient that I want to talk about. He and his wife started in January of 2020 doing this program. It's just one sheet. He did it last year, came off of it, but he wanted to do it again, so he asked me to email it to him, and I did. And it's a 30-day program sent out by my colleague, Dr. Dan Murphy. Thank you very much, Dr. Murphy. It says, no grains. No grains. Not everybody needs to do this, but here's one way of doing it. No grains, including whole grains, sprouted grains, and quinoa. No grains. Okay. No dairy products. This is huge. The man that I was talking about earlier, the 41-year-old man, one of the things that he gave up was dairy products. That's a very consistent thing that I talk about in my office, and the people that do that are like, oh my gosh, that's wonderful, which includes cheese, by the way, no cheese, anything from the udder of a cow, no refined carbohydrates, no sugar, just no sugar, okay? No refined carbohydrates. Sucrose, lactose, maltose, glucose, galactose, honey, sweeteners, take them out, they're out. All the fake sugars are out. Potatoes, rice, legumes, and sweet potatoes are out. I don't necessarily agree with that, but again, people that really need a jump start might need to go there. Okay? No juice of any kind, no alcohol. This man here at 53 and his wife did the no alcohol thing. He told me yesterday, he said, my wife and I are doing this. We've been doing it for a month now. I said, how's it going? He said, good. It's going good. I said, how do you feel? Better. How's your weight? Coming down. How's your energy? Better. Sleeping better. How about your wife? She's doing better. Losing a little weight. Feels better. She says, the no alcohol thing is hard. I said, her drinking alcohol every night, because she would drink wine every night. Not to excess necessarily, but would drink it every night. I said, that's hurting her. So she's doing the right thing and tell her I said so. There you go. So again, it's just extra calories and so on and so forth. No alcohol, no trans fats. Look at the fats that you're taking in. Trans fats are heated fats, so basically anything deep fried, and any of the added oils and so forth, almost all of them are evil. No MSG, no glutamate. Look it up. Truthinlabeling.org. inlabeling.org. I've talked about it in the past. No aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, no sodium benzoate. Just look at the preservatives in your foods that you're taking in. No artificial colors. No eating fruit. No eating fruit is a good idea for people that really need a jump start. So heavy vegetables, no fruit. Good idea for a lot of people. Again, fruit's easy, it's sweet, it's yummy, it's quick. Kids will eat fruit, maybe not so much vegetables. I think ideally, at least vegetables should outnumber fruit 4-to-1. For some people, it needs to be 10-to-1, and there you go. But some people do really well with no fruit. Yes to coffee, tea, and unsweetened coconut milk. That's it for liquids. And there you go. No, I would limit most people to 1 cup of coffee per day in the morning, and I think that that's about it, because even too much caffeine in the morning can interrupt sleep later on. So just be careful of that. This is the way to make your health makeover work. Good luck. Let us know. I'm Dr. Scott Fuller.